Pokemon Pokopia is going to be the game of 2026, and at the end of this video, hopefully you and me both are convinced of that statement. Ever since I saw this cute little Ditto turn into a human being, just like that, I have been absolutely in love with the idea of this game and even the goofy little art style that it has. And we recently got an extended trailer about Pokemon Pokopia, at least I'm pretty sure that is how you actually pronounce the name of this game. So in today's video, I want to take a look at the trailer over here, and actually what I'm more excited about is we're going to take a look at the legitimate Pokemon Pokopia website, which is apparently a thing. This is actually really crazy. There's a lot of fun stuff that we can take a look at here. So let's do all of that stuff in a hopefully reasonable amount of time. At the very beginning of this video, they introduce you to Professor Tangrowth over here, which I saw an absolutely hilarious comment about. The previous professors just all named after trees, and then Gen 9 professors, we got the robot clone of a dead parent that is in Scarlet and Violet, of course. We have a convicted terrorist under house arrest, that is of course Pokemon Legends ZA, where we have Mabel, who was a previous Team Flare member, now a professor, and then we just have Tangrowth. Yeah, it's pretty funny to me that they made a Professor Tangrowth over here. I think they literally say it in the video. It is literally Professor Tangrowth. He looks so goofy with a white cool little hair. This is a cool regional variant, I think is what we can call this. The TM over there, and then the broken glasses. Anyway, we can see that this whole place over here is pretty much just broken down. It looks like you're in an abandoned town in one of the older Pokemon games. And during this entire trailer, they basically tell you that you have to restore this entire island to its former glory. So that is a pretty cool premise for a little game like this, where you're going to be able to build a lot of things to actually have a goal, and that goal being just make this place look good, invite a lot of Pokemon over, and have some fun while you're at it. And one way to have some fun is to create habitats and meet Pokemon. So what it looks like to me is that if you place enough furniture pieces of like the same type, or just place the right ones near each other, just like right over here, you put the grass and then you put the rock, and that is what makes the timber spawn. So I think if you put the right decorations together, you are going to make certain Pokemon, like right over here again, the Hitmonchan, if you get the punching bag, and then right over here with the fishing pole and a little chair at the beach is also another requirement. I think like you can't just place the fishing rod and the chair on top of a mountain because there's no Magikarp there. So it's gonna be pretty fun to find out what exactly you need to place together for certain Pokemon to spawn and come live or hang out on your island. Also so excited to find out how many Pokemon are actually going to be in this game. Please let it be, I don't know, like the full roster. They're not gonna do that, no way. But imagine Pokemon Pokopia has 1,000 plus Pokemon, and then right over here certain Pokemon like Lapras are actually going to give you a way to transform into them, and that is how you are gonna get to different islands. Yeah, there's actually different islands in this game that you can get to, and we can assume that you, right over here, we're also transforming into Dragonite. We can assume that you're going to be able to gather materials right there, because you can craft in this game, and you obviously need materials if you are crafting stuff. So we're going to be able to visit different items, get materials right there to bring back to our hometown, where we will be able to craft fun things. So by cutting trees like right over here, you get some wood, and that you can bring that to a crafting bench. And then right over here, I go absolutely nuts for this type of stuff. I don't know why, but whenever they just introduce crafting to a game, even if it is not the main priority or like the main focus, I just go crazy whenever I see something like this that has anything to do with crafting. So yeah, you're gonna be able to use the materials and then make all sorts of furniture. I'm sure there's gonna be way more than the 4 that we see right here. Like we can see a lot of stuff over here. I think we saw a windmill, we see street lamps right over here, we see Mario blocks for some reason. Am I the only person that thinks those were Mario bricks? And then something else that you can do to kill time in this game is grant Pokemon's requests. And this is actually something very interesting to me, because I don't know if there's gonna be a limited amount of quests or not, but don't worry, there's probably gonna be a whole bunch of them. Like Squirrel right over here wants to get to the other side. You have to destroy some bricks by using your punching gloves that you, I'm assuming, learned from Hitmonchan, and then you make little Squirtle over there happy just by bringing him to the beach. Or there's also other requests like with the Onyx over here, who I believe is just stuck, and you have to break him out of there. And it seems like there's also going to be important requests. So the little Squirrel thing and the Onyx request there, I guess those were just kind of the maybe the side quest of this game. And then Mr. Tangrowth here, we don't know what he gave us as a mission, but we can assume that that is an important mission that is actually going to advance the main story. And then of course, probably the best part of this game is going to be working together with other Pokemon. Like right over here, the Squirtle is going to teach you how to use Water Gun, but it of course itself can also use that move. And then Bulbasaur is going to be able to make your plants grow. Pichu is going to be able to light the lanterns. There's going to be a lot of stuff like that in this game, I'd have to assume, which I am very much looking forward to, all of the little interactions that we're going to be able to do in this game. After that, they just explain a little bit more about the co-op. It looks like you're going to be able to play with, I think it's 3 other people. Game share is also going to be a thing, so that is actually pretty nice. Only one person needs the game, I think, and then you'll be able to send it to either other Switch 2 systems or... wait, actually that's weird. You can even send it to a Switch 1? I thought Pokemon Pokopia was a Switch 2 exclusive game, so that is actually pretty cool of them to do. But after all of that stuff, they actually wrap up this trailer in a pretty crazy way to me, because they show us footage of a... what is that, like a dead Pikachu? A ghost of a Pikachu? We don't actually know what's going on with that thing. And then another undiscovered species over here. We have a Moss Snorlax, whose name is actually Mosslax. I think it's pretty safe to assume that those 2 characters are gonna be very important in this game and will have something to do with the main story. And then of course, this game is going to release March 5th, 2026. It is a game key card. I'm not gonna go into that in this video. I personally don't even mind it that much because I buy digital only nowadays, but it is very annoying if you are a physical type of person. So yeah, with that was the trailer. So let's take a look at the website over here and see what kind of new stuff that they didn't really touch on in that trailer that we can find right over here on the website. On the explore page, we find out that the world has withered and the humans are gone, apparently. So this is very much a like a post-apocalyptic kind of experience that we're going to have. And then apparently Ditto is just awaking from a long slumber, and he's going to use his powers of transformation to restore this land to its former glory. We can also take a closer look at the actual moves that we're going to learn here. So Leafage to grow plants, probably like a Water Gun or Bubble that you can use to restore the withered flowers. You'll be able to break walls with Rock Smash from Hitmonchan. You can surf the open seas as a literal Lapras. I think it's so funny that they take the like the blank stare from a Ditto, which is from that one episode in, dude, I don't even know, man, one of the first 100 episodes of the Pokemon anime. I did really like that one, where it's literally just about a Ditto that can't 100% nail the transformations. He does turn into the right Pokemon or like the right thing, but then he just always has that blank stare that we can see right over here. So a very cool Easter egg right there. But then the last thing that I want to take a look at over here are the new friendly faces. So first up, we have Professor Tangrowth over here. This Pokemon is a vital guide to you and all the Pokemon you meet. So they put the normal image of a Tangrowth, and then like this has to be a type of regional variant, right? Or is he just that old? Like, did we sleep for so long that Pokemon are just starting to look different from old age? That's kind of crazy. And then we also have the Pikachu, or the it's actually called a Peakychu, an unusually pale Pikachu with 3 dots. Yeah, they're absolutely not letting any information slide here. Like, we are not allowed to know anything about this Pokemon. It is the female species though, because it has the heart pattern here, so that is pretty interesting. And then, as I said before, this is not a Snorlax but a Mosslax. Moss has grown all over the Snorlax and a flower sways atop its head. How long has it been asleep? Yeah, I don't know. He literally lost his arms inside of all of the moss. Snorlax is just such a goofy, iconic Pokemon. I love him so much, and I think I'm gonna love Mosslax even more. So excited to find out what they actually have to do with the game. And then actually another character that they show in the trailer, I don't think I actually showed it though, is the Smearguru, a colorful chum. It looks like quite the prolific painter. No idea what kind of significance this dude is going to have, but I am just really glad that they put Smeargle as a probably pretty important Pokemon for this game, because I don't know, most people just forget that Smeargle is a thing. I believe you really can't make good use of Smeargle in a normal Pokemon game, because even though he can learn every single move that exists, his stats are just pretty bad, and it's also pretty annoying to make him learn those moves that you want him to have. So you're probably just never using this thing in a normal playthrough. Very excited to see more of a Smearguru, but that is pretty much it, man. Such curious new friends. What else is there to discover? I wonder. I really do wonder, and I'm so excited to learn more of this game. If you want to, you can already pre-order the game as well, and you will get a Ditto Rock as an early purchase bonus, but I believe that you will get this bonus. Yeah, you can claim until January 31st of 2027. So I don't think you need to rush to get the Ditto Rock if you really want to get that. Oh, this is actually pretty cool. You only need 8 gigabytes of storage, apparently. That is not a lot. So that either means that this game is actually not going to be as big as I thought, not, or they just did a really good job at optimizing it. Now I'm actually kind of scared. Well, anyways, I'm still very excited for this game, and I do believe if Gen 10 in any case is not going to drop in 2026, which I don't think it will, if that does not happen, Pokemon Pokopia is definitely going to be the game of 2026 for me, at least. I don't really care what else drops. This is kind of the experience that I've been waiting for, just a Pokemon game that is very cozy. It's not a stupid mobile game. It is a legitimate, probably a little overpriced experience that I know I'm going to thoroughly enjoy. So yeah, with that, if you weren't excited about Pokemon Pokopia, or you were but you weren't convinced on it yet, I hope I was able to spark a little bit of joy for this game in your heart, because I really want this game to be a pretty huge success so that we just see more types of Pokemon games that are similar to this one. But yeah, with that, that is going to be it for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you watched all the way up until this point, tell me what you are looking forward to most in Pokemon Pokopia, or maybe a better question is, what are you most scared about? That it's going to be too short, that it has too few Pokemon? I'm really interested to know. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, definitely don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Almost 20% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, so thank you so much to everyone who did so already. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, later. Bye.